Hello, YouTube. Today I wanted to come and talk to you about franchising. A lot of times when I go different places and go to different engagements, people, one of the questions they always ask me as an entrepreneur businessman is, why did I get into franchising? And the reason that I got into franchising was I was looking for opportunities outside of just investment in stocks. I just retired from the military, and I was looking for opportunities in what I was going to do next. So I went around, I looked at a couple houses, thinking about getting in the rental of housing and properties and duplexes. And I looked at, and as I studied, I really didn't kind of like that opportunity. So I said, okay, well, what is there next? So what is there that you could possibly do next? I knew I didn't want to open a restaurant. I wasn't a chef. I really didn't want to run a restaurant. I always looked at myself as an investor, not as a entrepreneur or a chef or a manager of a restaurant. And I knew that a lot of restaurants that open up on their own, they have a high percentage of going under. So that's why I looked at franchising. First, franchising, you get a brand name that's already proven successful. I decided on the Dairy Queen because I grew up eating Dairy Queen. It was one of the things when I played baseball when we were young. After the game, if we won, our coaches treated us to Dairy Queen. I grew up in a town at the time that had about 100,000 people in it. We had 3 Dairy Queens within our city limits, and we had some on the outskirts. And Dairy Queen was really popular, easily the most popular soft serve ice cream in the area. And just so happened the places I lived and I retired from, we didn't have a Dairy Queen. So I looked at that as an opportunity. And where I live at, we have a Fort Drum, which is a really strong military base. That means that people from all over America comes to Fort Drum. If you join the military, you may be stationed at Fort Drum. So I knew we had people that was a large population that was outside of this community here, that I'm pretty sure in small town America, large town America, most of them would be familiar with the Dairy Queen, and we didn't have a Dairy Queen here, and I thought that was an opportunity to be able to take advantage of. Secondly, I didn't know how to run a restaurant. So after I decided, well, I'm going to go into this as an investment, and then I said, well, I don't know how to run a restaurant. I knew that as I did my research, I knew that Dairy Queen would assist me, train me, and develop me as a manager. And I really wanted to, first, if you're familiar with the Dairy Queen brand, at first I really wanted to open up a Dairy Queen Grill and Chill, which is the one that serves the chicken strips, food, besides just the ice cream. They told me, well, because you have no food experience, you're going to have to open up a treat store first. So I decided to open up a treat store in the mall, which, as I said, I think in a past video, which probably was the best thing, that I could have done, because I managed for about a year and a half. I managed that treat store. I learned how to do food costs. I learned how to do employee costs. While not having a major operation, the store was doing really well in the beginning. I did a video on possibly why I might have to close this small store, which I have no regrets, because a year after I ran that mall store, I immediately went into a Grill and Chill, and Dairy Queen supported me because I had that year experience. So, as I said, I opened that mall store, and Dairy Queen trained me, as I was saying, and I learned how to run a restaurant. Secondly, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes to make sure I cover everything. Oh yeah, and another thing, that as an investor, who would I learn from? I learned from Warren Buffett. And so, in Warren Buffett, if you don't know, Warren Buffett owns the Dairy Queen. I think that's pretty much everything that I covered, that I wanted to talk about, why I chose to go into franchising. But the main reason is that if you're going to make, and in a franchise, you do have to make a larger investment in a Dairy Queen. I mean, when you invest in a franchise. But your odds of success are far more greater because you have a strong brand behind you.